An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum by Stephen Spender. Theme of the poem. The poem deals with social injustice and class inequality. The poet highlights the lack of political will on the part of the authorities and indifference on the part of the society that compels these children to live a life of poverty and hunger. They are deprived of their basic right. The poem dwells on squalor but ends on an optimistic note. The imprisoned minds and lives will be released from their bondage when governor, inspector, visitor come to their rescue. They will be free from the tomb of class prejudice and are visualized as rebelated children running on the gold sands, exploring the realms of knowledge. They will also be liberated from the shackles of poverty. This poem is basically dealing with the problem of injustice, जो inequality है हमारी सोसाइटी में, जो डिफरेंस है बिटवीन द रिच एंड द पुअर, ये थीम उस पर बेस्ड है ये पोएम. पोइट के हिसाब से ये सब ठीक हो सकता है जब अथॉरिटीज़ का मन होगा, जब वो चाहेंगे कि हाँ हमें ये डिफरेंस जो है इसको कम करना है या बिल्कुल ख़त्म करना है, तब ये चेंज आ सकता है. मैसेज. Through this poem, Stephen Spender wants to convey the idea of social injustice and class inequality. Expressing his concern at the plight of the slum children, he appeals to the inspectors, visitors, and governors to improve the lot of the slum children by providing them with a quality life and quality education, by providing equal opportunities for education to these children. Theme of the poem की तरह ही message पोएट का यही है कि ये इनजस्टिस हमें ख़त्म करना चाहिए. एटलीस्ट हमें ट्राई तो करना चाहिए कि ये जो डिफरेंस है क्लासेस में ये मिनिमाइज़ हो सके, और इसके लिए ही वो अपील कर रहा है इंस्पेक्टर्स को, जो इंस्पेक्ट करने के लिए जाते हैं, फिर एक रिपोर्ट फाइल करते हैं और फिर अकॉर्डिंगली आगे प्रोसेस होता है. विज़िटर्स को जो जाके वहाँ विज़िट करते हैं, एटलीस्ट सिर्फ विज़िट करके आप फ़ोटोग्राफ्स वगैरह ना खींचें, आप आगे कुछ कोशिश भी तो करें कि कुछ इम्प्रूवमेंट कर सकें. एंड गवर्नर्स को, गवर्नर्स आर द अथॉरिटीज़, जो गवर्नमेंट है हमारी, उनके जो अपॉइंटेड लोग हैं, कि कुछ उनको इम्प्रूवमेंट की जाए ताकि यहाँ के स्लम चिल्ड्रन बच्चों को भी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल सके फॉर एजुकेशन एंड हेंस अपनी लाइफ चेंज करने के लिए. टोन ऑफ द पोएम. टोन इज़ दैट ऑफ मिजरी एंड डेस्परेशन, मच लाइक दैट ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन इन द स्लम. थ्रू आउट द पोएम टोन तो वही है कि कितनी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं स्लम चिल्ड्रन के बच्चों की, उनकी वहाँ की कंडीशन के बारे में बात की गई है. सेगमेंट 1. Far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces, like rootless weeds, the hair torn round their pallor, the tall girl with her weighted down head, the paper-seeming boy with rat's eyes, the stunted, unlucky hair, of twisted bones reciting a father's gnarled disease, his lesson from his desk, at the back of the dim class, one, unnoted, sweet and young, his eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in the tree room other than this. Gusty means blowing strongly, जो wind काफ़ी तेज़ चल रही है. Weighed down is burdened. हम बहुत अपने को weighed down feel करते हैं जब हमारे ऊपर कुछ burden होता है. Paper seeming. This implies very thin. Just like a paper. जैसे paper thin है वैसे. Stunted. Not properly grown or developed. जिसकी पूरी development नहीं हुई है, छोटा रह गया है. Pallor, pale coloring of the face, especially because of illness or fever. या वीकनेस की वजह से, इलनेस की वजह से, या फीवर है तो पेल हो गया, जैसे फेस डिवॉइड ऑफ एनी कलर, जो ब्लड का जैसे कलर आता है हमारे फेस पे वो उससे नहीं है. हेयर इज़ सक्सेसर, जैसे फादर टू सन, सन से आगे ग्रैंडसन. ट्विस्टेड इज़ बेंट और डिस्टॉर्टेड. नाल्ड, ट्विस्टेड एंड रफ, कवर्ड विथ हार्ड लम्प्स. Explanation. The first stanza contains vivid descriptions of the slum children. They are far, far away, metaphorically, from the mainstream of life, freedom, adventure, and a bold future. They are like rootless weeds, insecure, unwanted, neglected, caught in the backwaters of life. Their emaciated, undernourished bodies are in need of medical attention. They are pale and have unkempt hair. The tall girl seems hopeless, sick and tired. The thin, hungry-looking boy looks like a rat. The stunted, unlucky hair of twisted bones has inherited his father's disease. The stunted boy is reciting his lesson. The stanza ends with a sweet young boy who is watching a squirrel outside his class, is sitting at the back of his class. The boy is poverty stricken and malnourished. His dreams are confined to the squirrel's game because he had no exposure to any other thing due to his poverty. फर्स्ट स्टैंजा में पोएट ने डिस्क्रिप्शन दी है कि स्लम चिल्ड्रन में एग्जाम्पल लिए हैं उसने 3 से 4 बच्चों का कि कैसे वो दिखते हैं और कैसा वो सोचते हैं. दे आर फार फार अवे मेटाफोरिकली. इसका मतलब ये है कि वो वहाँ पे बैठे हुए एक्चुअल जो लाइफ आउटसाइड ऑफ द स्लम एरिया है उससे वो बहुत दूर हैं. उन्हें तो पता ही नहीं है कि बाहर क्या हो रहा है. बाहर जैसे बोल्ड है लोग, वेव्स की तरह ऊपर नीचे हो रहे हैं, उनको तो पता ही नहीं है. उनके लिए फ्रीडम, एडवेंचर, ये सब चीज़ें उनके लिए सिर्फ बुक्स में है, उन्हें पता नहीं है. ये बच्चे उस तरह से हैं जैसे कि कोई रूटलेस वीड होती हैं, अनवांटेड, इनसिक्योर, किसी को ज़रूरत नहीं, एक्स्ट्रा बीच में आ जाती हैं, उस तरह से हैं. उनकी बॉडीज़ देख कर के ही पता चलता है कि कितने वो अनप्रिविलेज्ड हैं, अनवांटेड हैं, निगलेक्टेड हैं. उनको मेडिकल अटेंशन की भी ज़रूरत है, मेल न्यूट्रिशन हैं, पेल हैं, कोई उनके बाल नहीं बना रहा, ग्रूमिंग के बारे में उन्हें पता नहीं है. एक टॉल गर्ल के बारे में बताया है जो एकदम ऐसे लगता है जैसे सिक है, टायर्ड है, थिन है, हंग्री है. फिर बॉय के बारे में बताया है जिसकी आइज़ रैट की तरह हैं, जो खाना ढूंढ रही हैं. फिर कोई बच्चे हैं जिन्होंने अपने फादर से कोई डिजीज़ इनहेरिट की हुई हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ पर तो है ही नहीं मेडिकल अटेंशन उतनी. तो पेरेंट्स को अगर डिजीज़ है तो वो बच्चों में भी आगे पास ऑन हो रही है, ठीक हो नहीं रहा कोई भी. फिर एक लास्ट में बच्चा बैठा हुआ है बैक बेंच पे जो बाहर झांक रहा है और उसको एक स्क्विरल दिखती है. उसके लिए तो वही एक गेम है क्योंकि उसको तो उससे ज़्यादा कुछ बियॉन्ड पता नहीं है. फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच लाइक रूटलेस वीड्स. दिस इज़ अ सिमिली. The comparison is used to describe the health of the children, how malnutrition affects them. Comparing these children with weeds because just like weeds, these children also feel unwanted, they are badly kept, they lack stability. Rat's eyes. This is a metaphor. Metaphor is something similar to a simile. But here we take it for granted that both the objects are same. जैसे यहाँ पे रैट्स आइज़, उसको एक रैट की तरह ही माना गया है उस बॉय को, तो ये एक मेटाफर है. बॉयज़ एंग्जाइटी एंड टिमिडिटी इज़ लाइक दैट ऑफ अ रैट. फादर्स नाल डिजीज़. दिस इज़ अ मेटाफर अगेन. बिकॉज ऑफ द फादर्स डिजीज़ द लाइफ ऑफ द चाइल्ड इज़ ऑल्सो स्पॉइल्ड बिकॉज ही इज़ सफरिंग फ्रॉम द सेम डिजीज़. स्क्विरल्स गेम. मेटाफर. द बॉय वॉन्ट्स टू प्ले लाइक द स्क्विरल बट ही इज़ कैप्चर्ड इनसाइड द डल एंड डेयरी क्लासरूम. Tree room. Metaphor. This is the hiding place for squirrel. It is in contrast to the dark classroom. Key takeaways. Far from gusty waves. This is compared to the faces of the children in general. The faces of children are unlike the gusty waves, exuberant and energetic. These faces are underfed and sickly. Instead of enjoying their childhood in the lap of nature, frisking freely in the open grounds or beaches, their childhood is confined to the dark and dingy walls of the slum. आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड को यहाँ पर गस्टी वेव्स से कंपेयर किया गया है कि वहाँ पर तो फ्रीडम है, लोग हाइज एंड लोज नेचर के एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं, लाइफ के भी हाइज एंड लोज एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं, और ये बच्चे उस दुनिया से बहुत बहुत दूर हैं, अपनी डार्क एंड डिंजी वॉल्स में ही रहते हैं. These children refers to children in slums. These children are sitting in a classroom in an elementary school in a slum. The tall girl with her weighed down head means the girl is ill and exhausted because of the physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion that has become a part of existence in the slum. She has burden of sad thoughts, inferiority complex, and depression. She is unkempt, hungry, malnourished, impoverished, and deprived. The paper-seeming boy with rat's eyes means the boy is thin, hungry and weak, sickly and lean with defensive and scared eyes. Boy is as thin as paper. His eyes are like those of a rat who is always in search of food. This boy is deprived of the basic amenities of life. His eyes are inquisitive and timid like the eyes of a rat are. He is always on the lookout for food and security. Stunted, unlikely hair means the boy has an inherited disability. This is a small boy studying in elementary school in a slum. He has received the twisted bones as a legacy from his parents due to poverty and malnutrition. Reciting a father's gnarl disease. The children have inherited their diseased bones from their parents. The phrase implies diseased generations. The slum children, like the paper-seaming boy, inherit the disease and despair of their parents and thus become carriers of their father's disease and poverty. They appear to be as sick as their parents. Dim classroom. This depicts unwelcoming classroom. His eyes live in a dream, means the boy is mentally ill. Child is distracted. He desires to be a squirrel, play in a hollow tree, which ironically reflects his current life. The phrase is also suggestive of the world of dreams that he lives in. He might be mentally ill. He could also be dreaming of a better tomorrow. Segment 2. On sour cream walls, donations. Shakespeare's head. Cloudless at dawn. Civilized dome riding all cities. Belled, flowery, Tarolus Valley, open-handed map. Awarding the world its world. And yet for these children, these windows, not this world, are the world. Where all their futures painted with a fog. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes, and stars of words. Explanation. In the second stanza, the poet moves to describe the classroom. The walls are sour cream in color, pale, dull, colorless, dirty white. The color suggests that the children are cynical and disillusioned, despite their tender years. It also evokes an unpleasant rancid smell. The walls are filled with donations, which seem to taunt the children. The children have no connection with the beautiful, cloudless landscapes, the beauties of Shakespeare. The map of the world seems to be generously complimenting the outside world with a flattering picture of itself. The children, however, see the world through other windows, their personal experience. Unclear, narrow, heavy, and oppressive. This is ironical. The repetition of the phrase far, far seems to highlight the point made by the poet that there is a wide gulf between the slum children and the rosy picture presented by the posters on the wall. फर्स्ट स्टेंजा में पोएट ने एक्सप्लेन करा था कुछ बच्चों के बारे में जो स्लम चिल्ड्रन हैं. इसमें उसने एक्सप्लेन करा है उनका क्लासरूम कि वो कैसा दिखता है. वॉल्स वहाँ की डल हैं, पेल हैं, कलरलेस, डर्टी हो चुकी हैं. कलर जो वॉल का है वो सजेस्ट करता है कि कैसे ये बच्चे भी डिसइल्यूजन्ड हो चुके हैं, जबकि अभी तो उनकी कितनी टेंडर एज है. दे शुड हैव बीन फुल ऑफ होप, बट ऐसा है नहीं. स्मेल भी आ रही है उस कमरे से, जिससे पता चलता है कि अनकेम्प्ड है, क्लीन नहीं करा जाता. सरप्राइजिंगली वॉल्स के ऊपर बड़ी अच्छी अच्छी पिक्चर्स लगा रखी हैं, जैसे कि वहाँ पर एक वर्ल्ड का मैप लगा रखा है. अब व्हाट इज़ द पॉइंट? ये बच्चों का तो दुनिया बहुत ही छोटी है, एक वहीं उसी स्लम में है, एंड बट उन्हें दिखाया जा रहा है पूरी वर्ल्ड का मैप. शेक्सपियर पढ़ाया जाता है, शेक्सपियर की पोएम्स में, उसके आर्ट लिटरेचर में इतना ब्यूटी है, बट व्हाट इज़ द पॉइंट? ये बच्चे तो बहुत बहुत दूर हैं इन सब चीज़ों से. सो आयरनी है बेसिकली कि उन्हें क्या पढ़ाया जा रहा है और क्या दिखाया जा रहा है और एक्चुअल सिचुएशन क्या है. फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच. फ्यूचर्स पेंटेड विद अ फॉग. मेटाफर. Just as fog limits our visibility during winters, the children's future is always blocked by hopelessness. Lead sky. Metaphor. This suggests dark and dull sky with no hope. Lead sky is dull, black sky, symbolic of hopelessness and despair. The clear blue sky makes hopes mountain high, whereas a leaden sky, polluted with toxins and smog, is symbolic of the monotony of life the some children remain confined to throughout their lives. इनकी लाइफ जो है वो एक लेड स्काई से कंपेयर की गई है कि कैसे डल एंड डार्क है इनकी. की टेकअवेज. Shakespeare's head. The expression is ironically used. In an elementary classroom in a slum, where the value of education is minimal, reference to Shakespeare or good literature may raise hopes and aspirations which will never be fulfilled. Also, probably, there is a portrait of Shakespeare hanging on a wall. इन बच्चों को शेक्सपियर का इतना रिच लिटरेचर पढ़ाने का क्या पॉइंट है जब उनकी तो कोई होप्स ही नहीं है, एस्पिरेशंस ही नहीं है. These windows, not this world, are world. The poet wishes to express that unfortunately, the windows in the classroom open only onto a foggy road that lies ahead for the unfortunate children. They are unlike windows as they do not offer any hope of liberation from their impoverished and physically and intellectually cramped existence. Their education has not opened such doors and windows for them. जनरली बच्चे पढ़ते हैं तो उनके लिए आगे अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ बढ़ जाती हैं, बट यहाँ पर जो विंडोज़ हैं वो उनका कोई वैसा वाला पॉइंट ही नहीं है, इनके लिए आगे फ्यूचर भी डल है. Sour cream walls. The color of the sour cream is white or yellowish. The poet has used this expression to describe the classroom walls in order to underline the prevalent neglect. The dull color and the suggested bitterness echo the situation of the children. Use of images of cloudless dawn and civilized doom. These images stoically highlight the monotonous and dull life in an urban slum. The elementary school in a slum is so squeezed and suppressed under the so-called civilized high domes that the children are unaware of the beauty of the sky at dawn. They are overridden by the concrete structures of the cities. Belled, flowery, Triolos Valley. The expression refers to natural beauty which the slum children are deprived of. The slum children pass much of their life raking in garbage and slag and never get to enjoy the beauty of mountains and flower valleys. Future of these children. It is bleak and foggy. They may nurture hopes and aspirations of a better future, but achieving these hopes is a vision, a dream for them. Surely, Shakespeare is wicked and the map a bad example, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal for life that slyly turn in their cramped holes. From fog to endless night. On their slog heap, these children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel. With mended glass like bottle bits on stones, all of their time and space are foggy slum. So blot their maps with slums as big as doom. Word meaning. Slyly, secretly, cunningly. Cramped. Not having enough space for the people in it. मतलब फंस के रहना. Endless night. There seems to be no future for them. There is only darkness and hopelessness in their lives. मॉर्निंग सन जैसे निकलता है, लाइट आती है तो इट गिव्स न्यू होप. इनके लिए तो ऐसे है जैसे रात एक्सटेंड ही होती रहती है, कोई होप ही नहीं दिखता आगे. स्लैग. वेस्ट मटेरियल दैट रिमेन्स आफ्टर मेटल हैज़ बीन रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम रॉक. हीप इज़ पाइल, जो गट्ठर होता है. पीप्ड थ्रू, जस्ट विजिबल, थोड़ा सा जैसे दिख रहा है, बिल्कुल थोड़ा सा. मेंडेड, रिपेयर्ड. ब्लॉट देयर मैप्स. द मैप्स ऑफ द फ्यूचर आर irreparably blotted by fate. This implies that the future holds little promise for them and destiny has charted out a bleak path for them. Doom, death or destruction. Explanation. In the third stanza, poet seems to question the value of the world on the walls, which ironically seems to have a negative impact on the children. The children are now compared to rodents that live in a cramped hole. They are lured into crime as they reach out desperately a world far removed from their own lives, which move on from fog to endless night, a metaphor for their dismal prospects. Their immediate environment is a slag heap upon which the children lie like rubbish. Reality weighs down on them, and the children's experience is confined to a foggy slum. They wear skins through which the bones peep out, and spectacles with mended glass, which distort their view of the world in all its beauty. The poet seems to be angered by the situation and calls for a more truthful and realistic picture of the world for the children, something to which they can relate. Otherwise, he feels that the slum children are doomed. Shakespeare is described as wicked because his literature raises hopes and exposes these children to the real world, where they have no place. These children live a life of misery, hunger and poverty. They are unkempt, malnourished and thin. यहाँ पर पोएट को गुस्सा है कि इनकी क्लासरूम में वर्ल्ड मैप किस लिए लगाया गया है, जब उनकी तो वर्ल्ड इतनी कन्फाइंड है, लिमिटेड है, एक क्रैम्ड होल की तरह उनकी वर्ल्ड छोटी है, तो उन्हें ये दिखा के क्या फ़ायदा. उन्हें एक रोडेंट के साथ कंपेयर किया गया है, रैट के साथ, कि जैसे इतनी छोटी दुनिया में है ये बच्चे रहते हैं और गंद के ऊपर जीते हैं. तो क्या फ़ायदा इन्हें शेक्सपियर के लिटरेचर पढ़ाने का, क्योंकि ये कुछ ज़्यादा कर तो सकते नहीं हैं, ये इस दुनिया से निकल के बाहर तो जा नहीं पाएंगे, तो क्या पॉइंट क्या है। फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच। शेक्सपियर इज़ विकेड and the map a bad example. This is irony. Irony is when literal meaning is completely opposite to what is conveyed. शेक्सपियर विकेट तो है नहीं एक्चुअली में, और मैप एक्चुअली में बैड एग्जाम्पल तो नहीं है, तो यहाँ पर आयरनी की तरह उसे प्रेजेंट किया गया है, बिकॉज यहाँ पर तो वो बैड एग्जाम्पल ही दिख रहा है। स्पेक्टिकल्स ऑफ स्टील, दिस इज़ अ मेटाफर. दिस सजेस्ट दैट दे आर वेयरिंग स्पेक्टिकल्स मेड ऑफ स्टील, and this suggests that their future is full of darkness. It could also suggest that children of slum look like wiry framework of steel, just like pair of spectacles. मतलब कोई hope नहीं है, सब कुछ dull, dark, black है. Like bottle bits on stones. This is a simile. This describes the type of sunglasses children of slum wear. Another interpretation could be that since children of slum sit on the heap of garbage, they look like pieces of glasses shattered against a stone. The slum children are deprived of even the basic amenities of life. Their life is shattered and broken like bits of bottle on a stone. Slums as big as doom. This is again a simile. Slum is compared with doom. Living in slum is like living in hell. The foggy slums comprise the world for these children. The slums are the only reality, the home for them where they spend their lifetime. Key takeaways. Shakespeare is wicked. Shakespeare is wicked because it's trying to liberate the slum children from their mundane lives, which is not possible. The civilized world is meaningless for them and will tempt them to take a wrong path. उन्हें एक ऐसी दुनिया दिखाई जा रही है जो उनके लिए है ही नहीं, जहाँ वो जा नहीं सकते, बट अगर अब वो जाने की सोचेंगे तो दे विल टर्न टुवर्ड्स क्राइम, गलत रास्ते चलेंगे. Maps are bad example because these provide the children with ideas of escape which are for them unattainable. These children do not have exposure to outside world. The map is associated with knowledge of development in the world. These children are deprived of any such knowledge as their world is confined to the slum. Maps. These represent a possibility of escape, of deliverance for the slum children. The maps of the future are irreparably blotted by fate. Steel. The children are tempted to escape their miserable surroundings into the unreal and beautiful world promised by Shakespeare and the map. They will be disappointed. From fog to endless night. This explains the extent of the gloomy condition in the slums. Throughout their lives, from morning to night, the slum children see only the shades of grey and black. It shows that their lives are colorless. Ships, sun, and love symbolize. Expressions are symbolic of the joy and brightness of life which these children are deprived of. In order to reach out to the world beyond, these children are sometimes tempted to adopt wrong methods to get their dreams fulfilled. Their lives slyly turn. Lives of slum children cleverly turn and twist in their cramped holes. The slum children spend their lives striving and struggling for their sustenance in small, dirty rooms where life seems to slither and slog. Bare skins peeped through by bones. This describes their physical condition. They are malnourished, they are bony, their bones project out through their skin as there is hardly any flesh on their bodies. Slag heap, a mound of waste. These children are called so as they are unkempt, malnourished, skinny, and poverty-stricken. Slag heap and foggy, both words denote a gloomy and dirty place. Segment 4. Unless governor, teacher, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives by catacombs. Break, oh break open till they break the town, and show the children green fields and make their world. Run azar on gold sands and let their tongues run naked into books. The white and green leaves open. History is theirs, whose language is the sun. Word meaning. Catacombs. It is a series of underground tunnels used for burying dead people. Azure. Bright blue in color like the sky. Explanation. The final stanza begins on a hopeful note. It is an appeal to the concerned authorities, governors, inspectors, visitors to change the lives of the children by becoming their map or their guide, their introduction to the world, to improve the state of the classroom, to make education meaningful and relevant to the slum children. Then the windows make through which slum children observe their world, their personal experience in the slum will break open to reveal the outside world in all its natural beauty. The children will then have no restricted or misguided view of the world. They will understand its true beauty. They will enjoy full freedom and a golden future. The poem ends with a burst of color and light, a sharp contrast to the bleak and dim atmosphere of the classroom. The poet seems to be suggesting that a shift from the town to the beauties of nature will benefit the children. They will live and act out history. The poet suggests that power will be bestowed on them in the evocative symbolism. Their language is the sun. The governor, inspector, visitor, or any other enlightened person can change the fate of these people. The poet feels that a positive influence will impact imprisoned minds and lives of the school children will be magically released from their bondage. The poet imagines the liberated children to be running on the gold sands and delving into the books. The inextinguishable spirit of human creativity will abide in the slum children if they are ever liberated. In the final stanza, poet is showing some hope कि अगर authorities चाहती हैं तो वो इनके लिए एक ब्रिज बन सकती हैं टू द आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड. वो इनके लिए अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ क्रिएट कर सकते हैं ताकि ये जो डिम क्लासरूम से बैठकर जो वर्ल्ड की पिक्चर इमेजिन करते हैं वो सही नहीं है. वो फिर एक्चुअल वर्ल्ड देख सकें, ग्रीन फील्ड्स देख सकें, ब्लू स्काई देख सकें, उन्हें भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिले टू राइज एंड शाइन इन लाइफ. पोएम एंड करती है विद द बर्स्ट ऑफ कलर एंड लाइट कि हाँ, एक होप छोड़ती है कि हाँ हो सकता है कि इनकी भी लाइफ चेंज हो सके आगे एंड एक हिस्ट्री क्रिएट हो जाए अगर इन्हें सही लोग इनकी हेल्प करते हैं तो. फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच लाइक कैटाकॉम्स. दिस इज अ सिमिली. कैटाकॉम्स आर burial chambers. It implies the near death existence of the children. Since these children live in types of houses where only darkness is there, same are the catacombs where dead bodies are buried. Their life is also in darkness. Their aim, their ambition, all are in darkness. Key takeaways. Break, oh break open till they break the town. They refer to the children living in the slum and studying in an elementary school there. They will break the barriers which separate them from the outside world and prevent them from getting education and equal opportunities. The effect these beautiful pictures have on children. Children are tempted to steal or escape to a world that is otherwise distant and out of their reach because इनको इतनी beautiful pictures या map दिखा रहे हैं तो वो देखना चाहेंगे, कल को एक्सप्लोर करना चाहेंगे आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड जो उनकी रीच में नहीं है. Thanks for watching. In my next video, I will be explaining all the questions and answers which will help you to perform well in your exams.